Work out the details with Mark. If they want to rent the hideaway, they still have to deal with our staff.
All right. Anything else?
Let's see, it's almost free. Oh, can you do me a favor? Gerald Milburn needs help planning his hospitality cocktail party.
Oh, I thought we were working on that one together. You and his wife are old friends, aren't you?
Well, they'll understand. Besides, have you ever tried to be in 3 places at the same time?
Oh, Einstein said that was impossible.
Einstein didn't have my job.
That's $6.50 on the meter, miss.
Oh, dear.
And I thought the economy was rebounding.
Not at this end. Here, why don't you hold this as collateral? It's worth it.
Hey, that bad, huh? Well, I'm not gonna add to your misery. The rest is on the house.
Thanks.
Hey, afternoon. What did you do last night? Watch your ball game? Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're not into spectator sports, are you?
Just contact sports, Frank.
Yeah. Well, just don't try to make any contact with me.
Oh, now you know I've got better taste than that. So, what'd you do?
I fell asleep.
Aw, no one to tuck you in. You know, if you ask me, Frank, you should get married again. I mean, you haven't looked so hot since Sheila took a hike.
Hey, me and my ex get along just fine, thank you. So do me a favor, Jolie. Cool it with the dear Abby. You're not doing so hot yourself.
And I didn't think you cared.
A guy like you ought to settle down. You ought to find yourself a nice woman.
A nice man.
I don't want to hear about that.
Oh, Frank, you got a narrow little
Are you
mind.
two gonna take this act on the road?
It's not into one-night stands. What can I say?
I brought you the supply list for the private party tonight.
Actually, I love this big lug.
Knock that off. I hate that fruity stuff.
It doesn't take a joke too good either. There's no winning with you, is there, Frank?
Hey, come on, Jolie. Hey, boy, chick, I'm only kidding. He's temperamental.
Frankly, I don't know what to think. Mysterious phone calls, vague excuses, and those looks of yours. Ivy, you're hiding something.
My age, I hope.
Who sent you these?
Oh, just an old friend.
Sure it's not a new one?
Is that jealousy rearing its sweet head? I am very flattered.
Oh, I know that the two of you are good friends.
We'll have to talk about this later, dear. I'm running late.
Or running into his arms?
Gerald, I am your wife. How can you even think such a thing? I am meeting Miss Francis to plan your cocktail party.
And afterwards?
We could go out together.
I wish I could, but I have clients coming over. Don't do anything you'll regret.
How's Elliot doing?
Gotta give your son credit. He's not a quitter. That band of his is starting to get work. Believe it or not. Of course, the money's next to nothing.
How much? How much does he need?
50. Keep him guitar strings.
Tell him to come see his old man. I haven't seen him in over a month. I miss him. I miss you too, Sheila.
You'll have that for later. What's the matter, Frank? You on a diet? Face is thinner.
I lost a couple of pounds.
Your gallbladder acting up again?
I had my gallbladder out 2 years ago, remember?
Manicures, I understand. Maybe you should get a checkup.
Just had one, I'm fine. I'd be even better if you'd come back.
Come on, Frank, let's not start on this again. We would have killed each other by now. At least we're friends.
As long as the alimony keeps coming, right?
No, I'm kidding.
May I help you, miss?
These, little peanut butter crackers?
65 cents.
Oh, isn't this ridiculous? I know.
I'll take these, miss, and the crackers for the young lady.
Certainly, sir.
Would you believe I left all my money in my other purse?
Very human failing. I do it all the time. Enjoy.
Thanks. I'm a major sucker for peanut butter.
I'm sorry I can't offer you some grape jelly.
I know these private parties are rough on the schedule.
Oh, no, it's okay. I've been saving up to go back to school. Every bit helps.
How about Frank?
Well, you'll have to ask him, but I'm sure he can use the overtime.
Things all right between the two of you? I mean, every time I see you...
We're fighting? No, it's great. I've got my own personal Archie bunker. Besides, I'll let it go in one ear and out the other.
At least I don't talk about people behind their backs, Lou.
Well, let's hear it from Mr. Congeniality himself.
Everything's a joke with this guy, like his life.
Oh, come on, guys.
No. Frank's got this thing about gays. It's called prejudice.
Hey, lighten up, Joel. I'm only kidding.
That's just it, Frank. You're always only kidding. It's getting real boring. Excuse me.
He's oversensitive. It must be in their genes.
We all have the same genes, Frank. We all feel pain.
30 years Gerald's been in the business. He started Milburn Glass right after we were married.
Oh, you must be very proud of him.
Oh, of course I am, but it's a two-way street, isn't it? Anyway, let's not skimp on this buffet. What do we got?
Oh, okay. Let's see. We have smoked salmon, brie en croûte, steak tartare, pheasant pâté, and lobster puffs.
Oh, and those marvelous little quiche we had last time we were here. They're Gerald's favorites.
Okay.
They got me running ragged today. How are you two doing?
Well, we were just going over the menu for the Melbourne's party tonight.
He gets better looking every time I see him.
Well, I'm going to get this menu down to catering. A pleasure to see you again, Mrs. Melbourne.
Thank you, Christine. Rather overdressed for the middle of the afternoon.
Could you make sure that the Milburns get this, please?
I'd try one of these little quiche if I were you.
Oh, hi. Don't tell me you're the caterer, Mr.
Milburn.
of Milburn Glass.
That's me. I have a feeling you're starving.
No, oh, no, I just skipped lunch.
Are you in giftware or barware?
Pardon?
Well, you're here for Market Week, aren't you?
I guess this wasn't such a good idea. Forgive me for intruding on your hospitality, Mr. Milburn.
I get it. You're a party crasher. Well, don't think I'm going to let you off so easily, Miss...
Benedict, as in egg on my face, I'm sorry.
You're not going to let all this go to waste, are you? Now, eat. And tell me why someone as lovely as you looks so unhappy.
Let's just say this hasn't been the most memorable day of my life.
Must be something in the air. Hasn't been one of my best either.
I'm sorry.
Can you stay a while? I may have a job for you.
What makes you think I'm out of work?
The stomach gave me a little hint.
Hey, Frank, you got those 2 strips and Stoli straight up ready?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Doc, what a nice surprise. What brings you around? Can I get you a drink?
Frank.
I tried you a couple of times at home, and then I had patients all day. I was just a few blocks away. And
You okay? Yeah. Dean.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. It's just that we've known each other for so long.
What is it? What's the matter?
Well, I didn't want to just call and have you come in without an explanation, kind. Frank, can we go someplace that's more private?
It's cancer, isn't it?
I almost wish it was. I can't go into it in a place like this, Frank, really.
No, what is it? I'm a big boy. Come on. Don't.
I'm sorry that I have to tell you this, but all the tests indicate acquired immune deficiency syndrome.
I got AIDS?
I'm afraid so.
Well, that's not possible. You made some kind of mistake.
Well, that's what I thought, too. That's why I ordered all those extra tests.
This is crazy. You're wrong. You are absolutely wrong. Because I don't have any gay disease.
I've seen them together a dozen times this week.
Gerald, maybe you're reading her all wrong.
I know my wife. I haven't figured you out, though. Landlord sent you packing?
In this dress? Hardly. A hotel across town is holding my luggage for ransom. I didn't even have the 65 cents for the peanut butter crackers.
What would you say if I paid your ransom, fixed you up with a room here, and helped you get on your feet?
You and me? Well, I'm very flattered, but that's hardly a way to win back your wife.
I was thinking more in terms of you and her lover.
I may be down on my luck, Gerald, but you can't put a price on my affections.
Oh, wait, let me finish. I wasn't talking full-scale seduction. Just turn his head a little.
Flirt with somebody, that's it.
Make him lose interest in my wife.
And you'll be there to console her. You must really love her, Gerald. And I must be out of my mind.
You'll do it.
I've always been an incorrigible flirt. Who is he?
See the tall one with the beard? That's him. That's her lover.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate all this time you're giving me, Peter.
Well, I know how important Market Week is, Ivy. Besides, Milburn Glass and St. Gregory go back a long way.
Good morning, Mrs. Milburn.
We've met, haven't we?
Only from afar. Tracy Benedict.
Peter McDermott.
Oh, my goodness, you're the man who runs this place. Well, this is a thrill, isn't it, Mrs. Milburn?
Very. I'm sorry I didn't have a chance to chat with you last night. My husband seemed to have a monopoly on all your time.
Such a lovely man. And he said such wonderful things about you. Well, I'll let you enjoy your breakfast while I go face my lonely eggs.
Oh, well, that hardly seems fair, does it, Ivy?
Of course not.
Thank you.
Why don't you join us? Miss, I'm sorry. I didn't catch your name.
Benedict.
Of course, as in Arnold.
No, I'm not.
Frank, believe me, I'm not making a moral judgment. There are millions of people today
Who are fags, and I'm not one of them. What the hell is happening to me?
Have you been taking anything? Drugs?
An aspirin every night. It's good for my heart. You said so yourself.
I mean intravenously, Frank. Narcotics.
What, like a junkie with a needle? Of course not.
Frank, please, I have got to ask you these questions. If you didn't get this through sex, and that includes prostitutes, or a transfusion, or from a needle.
Then how did I get it, and how am I going to get rid of it?
Right now, you can't. There've been promising developments, but it could be years before they find a cure.
And I don't have years, right? I'm gonna die of some homosexual disease. That's what you're telling me?
Frank, it's a human disease. It does not discriminate. There's an immunologist over at Medical Center I'd like to see. I'll set up an appointment. In the meantime, I'd like you to read this.
What? Everything you didn't want to know about AIDS, but now you have to.
I think it should answer most of your questions.
Yeah, except for the two big ones. Where did I get it, and how much time do I have left?
Frankly, I'm at a loss to explain it. From all you've told me about yourself, you're not in any of the high-risk categories. I'll keep checking, though. As far as the timetable is concerned, there's just no way of knowing. But you are already exhibiting some of the early symptoms.
You mean the weight I lost? I needed to lose that weight anyway.
You also complained of loss of appetite, fatigue, those night sweats that you mentioned.
That's what happened.
What are you talking about?
I know exactly what happened. I know where I got it.
You still haven't told me why you suspect Peter McDermott.
Ivy and Peter have been spending a lot of time together. Too much time.
The difference between spending time and making time could save you a trip to Reno. If Ivy was really having an affair, why would she flaunt it?
She's trying to get back at me.
Have you treated her so badly?
Of course not. We have a good marriage.
Then the three of you should sit down and talk it out.
And give them the satisfaction of knowing how upset I am. Ivy's making a fool of herself. And I need you to help her come to her senses.
Gerald, I'm a stranger. You and Ivy have to face each other.
Maybe we've lost our way. Maybe I'm to blame, I don't know. But I love her. And I don't want to lose her.
I wouldn't even be surprised if he's having an affair with that party girl.
Come on, Ivy. I know Gerald. That's not his style.
Adultery? Has become very fashionable these days. Every time I turn around, they're together. The man hasn't had a moment for his family in years. He lives for glass, eats for lunch for all I know. But suddenly, he finds the time to fool around.
Well, I'm sure it's not what you think, Ivy. You and Gerald have always been able to talk. Go to him.
I've tried, but he's always so busy, you have to make an appointment a week in advance. Peter, couldn't you help me? Find out what they're up to.
Why do this to yourself, Ivy? Gerald loves you.
Well, then this girl won't have anything to hide, especially from someone as handsome and charming as you.
Come here, you creep. What the hell's the matter with you? Do you know what you did to me? Do you know what you gave me?
What are you talking about? Talking about life and death. I got AIDS because of you.
Oh, God, you don't. I mean, you can't.
Yeah. Joke's on me, huh? We've been working together for how long, huh? 2 years? 3? Well, I don't know how you did it, but you sure made it stick, and I'm gonna die because of you.
Hey, Frank, you got that backwards. Maybe I'm gonna die because of you.
No! Turn it around on me.
Hey, now look, I've had the antibody test twice. I've never been exposed. I haven't got it.
There's someone I got to see. Cover for me, will you?
Oh, well, what about all these messages?
Well, I'll just have to get back to them.
Oh, hi. I was just on my way to... So, this is where all those tough executive decisions are made. Very handsome, Peter. It oozes authority.
Could I get you some...
Thanks, but one glass of champagne is usually my limit.
I meant coffee. Look, why don't we put our cards on the table?
I'll show you my cards if you show me yours.
No,
no, I'm sorry.
Oh, I knew I'd find you with another man.
Who the hell are you?
Someone I have no desire to speak with. How quickly they resort to violence.
You heard the lady. Leave her alone.
Mind your own business, Pop.
Pop? You want a pop? Here's one to remember me by, Nick.
Oh!
Nick?
Her fiancé.
How could you do that to us, Frank? You have a son. What are you gonna tell him? That his father's a character out of Boys in the Band?
What are you talking about, Sheila?
Now it's okay to be gay now that you're admitting it? What do they call it? Out of the closet, into the hospital?
Oh, you stop it, Sheila. You're jumping to conclusions.
Hey, Dad, how's it going?
No.
You got a cold or something?
How come you're not in school?
I forgot my English homework. You guys okay?
How could you live a life, Frank?
You think I'm gay? What's the matter with you?
Hey, Pop, we're playing over in Oakland next week. I told the guys you'd be there.
Count on it.
Great. And, thanks for that loan. Bye, Mom.
I have to get back to work, Frank. We'll talk.
I need your help, Sheila. I don't have anyone else.
You should have thought of that before you started fooling around.
I didn't. I swear.
Then how did you get it? And don't tell me it's a dirty toilet seat, because I'm not that stupid.
I never figured you for this. I thought you'd understand.
How can I, Frank? We had relations less than a year ago. Sex is how people usually get it. And now you're telling me I could be one of them?
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Hire a referee?
Everything's piling up. I'm not getting a thing done. All because Ivy Milburn thinks her husband's having an affair.
Is he?
How should I know?
Come on, Trace. We gotta work this out.
I already did, without you.
Tracy, you all right?
I will be as soon as he gets his hands off of me.
Who are you?
One of your elders.
I believe it.
Don't get smart. Gerald has been very nice to me. Would you see me safely to the elevator?
Tracy, I don't know what's going on around here, but I'm not giving up.
He wants to marry me.
He's got good taste.
I guess I should apologize.
Oh, do what's best for you, Frank. You always have.
I just told Sheila. She thinks I'm one of you guys.
That should be the least of your problems.
I got so many problems I lost track. Well, I guess I should tell McDermott. Because if I don't, somebody else will.
It won't be me. That's what you're worried about. My folks didn't raise me to kick a guy when he was down.
You still see your folks?
Sure, all the time.
And they know?
Well, we couldn't be close if they didn't.
They don't care.
What? Yeah, I'm sure deep down inside they do. I mean, they would be happier if I were married with kids. But, as long as I'm happy, you know, I don't think it hassles them anymore. You know, Frank, hey, you never asked me about my family before.
You know, you think you know somebody, and then maybe I just shouldn't expect a damn thing. Sure, and then I wouldn't be disappointed.
Oh, Frank, I'm sorry this happened.
I don't need your pity.
Maybe you don't need anything from anybody. You want to go it alone? Fine. Don't let me stop you.
That was sweet of you to invite me for a drink.
I wasn't being sweet. I was being nosy. Well, what I want to know is, are you having an affair with Gerald Milburn?
What?
Mm-hmm.
That dear man asked me to turn your head, not his. I thought you were the guilty party.
Guilty of what?
Breaking up a happy marriage.
Gerald thought Ivy and I were... Well, I wonder who put that in his head.
She did.
She did what? Who did what?
I told you the engagement is off, Mr. Delano. Finished, kaput.
What's your part in this, Pop?
Nick.
Look, son, you're bothering the lady, and now you're bothering Pop. So why don't you just take off?
Well, you just remember, Tracy, I can't live without you. Who else can say that and mean it?
I think he means it.
I'm scared of losing my job, you see. I got this bug that everybody is talking about. The doctor gave me this pamphlet explaining it, you see. Now, in restaurants, there is no evidence that food handlers and waiters who carry the AIDS virus prove any risk to the patrons. That's what it says right there.
Oh, Frank, I'm sorry.
Hey, it's not what you're thinking. I'm telling you.
Oh, that it's contagious?
No, that I'm, you know, that I'm homosexual. See, I got a kid.
That's your business, Frank.
No, see, I'm making it your business now because I am not. But I just can't lose this job because I don't have any other income.
Listen to me. No one is firing you.
Okay.
The hotel will stand behind you. I'm sure of it.
Okay, then you're going to tell Mr. McDermott, Mrs. Cabot, huh? Because I just don't see myself telling them.
Well, if I have your permission, of course.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how you got it?
No. It's one of life's great mysteries. And I'll probably be dead by the time they solve it.
Sorry I'm running late.
Coffee? Mm-hmm. Christine has already spoken to Frank Jessup's doctor.
Yeah. At this point, he's in the early stages of the disease. What the virus does is cripple his body's ability to fight off opportunistic infections.
What does that mean?
Well, every day we're exposed to germs, organisms we have no trouble resisting. But when a person gets AIDS, his defense system or immune system no longer functions properly, leaving him vulnerable to, well, all sorts of illnesses.
But he doesn't have any infections, does he?
No.
So how can he pose a danger to anyone?
He can't. Besides, there is no evidence that opportunistic infections are communicable.
I still can't help worrying. Every time you turn around, they learn something new about this disease.
Mrs. Cabot, there's no way in the world you can get AIDS from a man who mixes you a martini.
Frank can mix me a martini any day. That's not what I'm getting at. Is it ethical to let him continue working here?
Victoria, it's unethical to let ourselves get caught up in all this hysteria.
Not to mention discriminatory.
Especially when there is no evidence to suggest that we're putting anyone at risk.
Well, the last thing we want is to be part of a witch hunt, I agree. But the statistics are terrifying. I mean, if this isn't an epidemic, I don't know what is.
Do you think we should consider asking Frank to take a medical leave?
Wouldn't that be the same as asking him to quit?
Hey, how you feeling?
Don't worry. I'm not gonna drop dead in front of any paying customers.
Hey, kiddo, how's that old time rock and roll? Look who dropped in for an egg cream.
You know, that gig in Oakland next week, you don't have to bother coming.
Hey, look, I know I'm your toughest critic.
This isn't funny. Why didn't you tell us you had a problem? Why did you lie to us all those years?
Lie about what? Did your mother say something to you today? Because if she did, she had no right.
Who do you think you are talking about rights?
I'm your father, that's who. And don't mouth off to me like that, especially in my place of business.
You can go to hell. You're no father of mine. What'd you do, share a dirty needle with another junkie?
God, what's gotten into everyone? First your mother thinks I'm gay, now you think I shoot up. How come nobody's saying they feel bad for me or they want to help?
Because nobody wants to help a liar and a hypocrite. That's what. Oh, go ahead, hit me. Show me what a terrific father you are, Frank. You didn't get it through sex or a blood transfusion. So what else is left?
I don't know what happened. I only know that next year, or the year after, I won't be standing here listening to you insult me.
I really appreciate this, Victoria.
No, don't mention it. I know how fond you are of them. I hope it works.
Well, it's so much more private here. Maybe they'll open up to each other.
Hello, you two. Enjoy your dinner.
Well, how about a little champagne?
None for me, thank you.
Me neither.
Peter, you said it was just for you and me.
Really? That's what you told me. A frank man-to-man discussion.
Well, come on, let's be adult about this. The chef has prepared a wonderful dinner. We'll have some wine, sort things out.
Whose idea was it to invite him?
Champagne, please.
I'm not going to have dinner with her.
You think I'm going to stay here and be civil to your boyfriend?
Well, I have no intention of having dinner with Delano Plastics.
Oh, who's Delano Plastics?
It must be him.
What's it to you?
I'm Milburn Glass, that's what. Your family's been trying to put me under for years.
I think this is backfiring, Peter.
What happened to your dinner party?
Nobody liked the seating arrangement.
Still haven't unraveled your mess, huh? Well, maybe you'll find a solution before they all check out.
That's it.
What's it?
Check out. Of course. What a brilliant idea. You know, someday you're going to manage this place.
What'll you do?
Manage you? What else?
Are you gonna be okay, Frank?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Frank, they didn't fire you, did they?
Maybe not today, who knows? Besides, this damn cough is getting to me.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna stop feeling sorry for myself. I got health insurance. If they don't cancel it.
Hey, you know, Frank, I've I've been saving up money for school, and hey, I put off the books this long. What's another couple of months, right?
Frank!
Stay with him. I'll call an ambulance.
At least someone was there when it happened.
Billy said he was barely conscious.
It's terrible. It's terrible, and I've only got a feeling it's gonna get worse. Look, when you get a chance today, will you speak to Frank or to his doctor? We're not allowing him to quit.
But he's in no condition to work.
Then he'll be on medical leave, which means full salary.
Mrs. Cabot, that's very kind of you.
Has nothing to do with kindness. It's simply what any loyal employee deserves.
Is it all right? Yeah. It's the welcome wagon. I figured this would hold up better than bread and salt.
I don't know why you bothered.
You're right. I should have realized it was a waste of time.
Hey, no, I'm sorry. Please, don't go yet.
Must be my classic good looks, huh? Frank, you're a first-class jerk, but I'm here, so let's not worry about it, okay?
After all the gritty things I said to you.
Hey, I told you, it goes in one ear and out the other. Besides, if I needed you, you'd be there for me.
Well, I was a real idiot, Joey. I didn't understand, and I didn't want to either. I'm ashamed.
Sounds like a step in the right direction. So, where's the ex-Mrs. Jessup? I was hoping to get a free manicure from her.
I hope you're not leaving on my account.
Don't flatter yourself.
If I don't, who will?
Your boyfriend.
How many times do I have to tell you I haven't got one?
Good morning, Mr. Milburn. We have your bill.
$6,407?
That doesn't include the catering
That's
charges.
disgraceful. There must be a mistake.
You're darn right there is.
If there's a problem, we suggest you see the general manager.
Up those stairs, first door on the right.
I can't go see him, Joel. I'm scared.
He's all alone.
I just can't cope with it. All those years lying to me, lying to himself.
About what?
Whatever he was doing. Playing it both ways.
Oh.
You know, with men.
I don't know which Frank Jessup you're talking about, but the one I know got a pint of bad blood.
What?
A transfusion. They're pretty sure that's how he got it 2 years ago when he had his gallbladder out. No one told him, and Greenblatt wasn't his surgeon. He came in when I was there and found it tucked away in the hospital records.
But that's not possible. They have a test for blood.
I know. They do now. 2 years ago, they didn't. But even before the test, it was 1,000,000 to 1 that this could happen.
A death sentence for no reason?
But even if he had been fooling around with guys, no one deserves a disease like this. It's not God's punishment, Sheila. It's a virus. It kills little kids, too.
You didn't tell me you were checking out.
That's because I didn't know you were checking in.
What do you expect of me? My girl walks out in the middle of our engagement party, and you think I'm gonna give you up without a fight?
That's all you know how to do, Nicholas Delano. Fight. You're a big bully.
Yeah? Well, at least I'm not afraid of growing up.
Excuse me, the cashier wanted me to give you this.
What is that, the bill? That's all right, I'll get it.
$1,153? What is this?
I hear they're coming up with new drugs all the time. As soon as you lick this, there's a job waiting for you. Just remember that.
Will you be sure and tell Mrs. Cabot how grateful I am, will you?
Sure. Well, we'll just put your cocktail shaker on ice. How's that? Bye.
I didn't figure I'd see you.
I was scared,
And I'm not.
confused. I told you I didn't understand medicine.
What about me? Did you ever understand me, Sheila? I thought we had something once together.
We did. You don't stop loving somebody, Frank. It's just different when you live apart. You won't be alone. I promise. You got some friend in that Joel.
Yeah, he's quite a guy. Maybe you could find him a nice girl, Sheila, huh? I'm just kidding.
Don't cry, Pop.
You're about to be okay. As long as you stick with me.
You're gonna make it. You have to.
We're gonna be a family again. We won't let you down. Will we, Joel?
Is this some kind of a joke? Why don't you have the computers check once in a while?
It's not my fault.
I've had it with all of you up to here.
I am not going to stand here and be insulted.
No one is leaving until we've cleared the air. We'll start with Gerald and Ivy.
What are we, on trial?
That's one way of putting it. Gerald, you've been so busy running your business, you've forgotten you have a wife. And Ivy, you seem to have forgotten I'm your friend.
No, I haven't.
Then why involve me in a scheme to win him back?
You did? You made it all up? I don't believe it.
Believe it, Gerald.
What's your excuse for fooling around with that?
Careful.
I asked Tracy to flirt with him.
Who?
Me.
Why?
Haven't you figured it out yet? He adores you, Ivy.
He does? You do?
Of course I do. I always have. And I promise I'm going to make more time for us, Ivy.
Now, kiss and make up. Then I'll rewrite your bill. What about you two?
She's afraid of wedding bells.
Oh, he wants me to become a boring housewife.
You love her?
God, do I?
How do you feel?
I love him too, but I'm confused.
Then take my advice. Postpone the wedding and get a job.
I already have. Mr. Milburn's executive assistant is retiring, and he thinks I have a great future in glass.
Wait a sec. What about Milburn Glass and Delano Plastics?
Why not discuss a merger over dinner tonight? On the house.
Oh.
Okay.
Now, that was easy, wasn't it?
Where do I start?
Oh, let's see. You've got 47 phone calls to return, 53 letters to answer.
Come on. Let's talk about how you're going to get it all done over lunch.
Oh, great. I'm starving. Whoa. How I'm going to get it all done?
Kind of makes you feel safe having all these police chiefs in the hotel, doesn't it?
Gives me the willies.
What are you talking about? You're on the same side now.
I know, it's just an old button I can't turn off.
Oh, would you look at this?
Nothing like it in Shellyville.
Yeah, we're beginning to get a few luxury houses. Atlantic City's growing fast, maybe too fast.
Well, where are you going?
I'm just gonna do some exploring. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning. We still on for tomorrow night?
Absolutely. Nothing's come up, has it?
Not so far, but the way this week's going, I've put all your plans in pencil.
Terry, do I have any free time this afternoon?
There's about a half hour at 5 if nothing runs over.
Thanks.
Okay. You're all set.
Oh, thank you. Have a great time.
This is nuts. Who checks into a hotel room to cram for an exam?
Is this a way to study, or is this a way to study, huh? No interruptions? Food at my fingertips?
I just don't see why you can't stay in the dorm.
I'm taking no chances.
This place is not exactly without distractions.
No way. Could you see that fellowship coming through and then I flunked philosophy?
Look, I still think you ought to...
Right. Come on. Now, thanks for dropping me off. And I'm counting on you not to let the guys know where I am.
Okay. But I figure you'll be hollering for a rescue by dinner time. Good luck.
I'll see you in a few days.
I can't believe this. A warrant for your arrest.
Well, obviously, there's been some mistake.
Maybe they found the still in your suite.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Cabot. The officer insists on handing it to you personally.
Handing it to me personally. What is this all about?
I just delivered, ma'am. Chief's orders. You'll have to read it yourself.
All right, lady, let's go. The car's waiting outside.
You have the right to a hearty lunch.
I
You
don't
have the
believe
right.
it. Brian O'Connell. You had to make an entrance, didn't you? Oh.
You look wonderful. You look wonderful.
And you're impossible. Look, meet my general manager, Peter McDermott. Head of security, Billy Griffin.
Griffin, how are you, McDermott?
Fine, now that I know I'm not going to have to raise bail money.
Brian's from New Jersey. You have to forgive your sense of humor.
Atlantic City. You need a sense of humor there these days. Come on, Victoria. I'll explain it all to you over a steak and French fries.
Look, actually, I
No. I haven't finished reading you your rights. You have the right to remain friends. Come with me to lunch. You have the right to talk over old times. You have the right to... You have the right to...
Come in.
This is the latest in student housing?
Well, I decided I'm entitled to a few off-campus privileges.
Too many rules.
One in particular. No women allowed in your room.
Oh, good rule. I don't want any competition.
Believe me, you got nothing to worry about.
Feel like a study break?
Why not?
I'm so happy for you, Brian. I always knew you'd make tea.
I appreciate that. You and Dorothy were the two who always believed in me. She really helped me through those hard years.
How is she? Don't tell me you're a chauvinist that left Dorothy at home.
Oh, Vicky, I'm sorry. I just assumed you'd heard. She passed away last year.
Oh, Brian, I'm so sorry.
Thanks. She always liked you, Vicky.
She was a fine woman.
Remember that fishing trip we all went on? She admired the way you pitched in with the chores.
I was pretty poor at scaling fish, wasn't I?
Well, that was my job, as I recall.
To tell you the truth, I was embarrassed at the way my friends sat on their hands the whole time.
Well, I don't remember that part of it. I think maybe I was too busy admiring you. And I still do.
You are so beautiful. Classically beautiful.
Why do I associate classic with old?
I thought we'd gotten past the age issue.
Oh, I'm entitled to an occasional lapse, aren't I?
Well, you are entitled to anything you want.
You give me everything I need. You put passion in my life and make me feel alive.
I love you, Kay.
Please.
Sooner or later, we have to deal with it.
I vote for later.
If the fellowship comes through, I may be leaving soon. Don't you think we should have some kind of an understanding?
It all seems so complicated. For now, I just want to enjoy being in your arms and hope that this will last forever.
You and I are going to have the same future any two young lovers look forward to.
What about my...
You have to believe. You have to trust in me. In us.
It's my executive assistant's anniversary here at the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, we have some exquisite earrings and pins.
Could you describe them to me a little?
Well, the pins come in crescent moons, fleur-de-lis, teardrops.
You wanted to go over these figures on the ballroom renovations?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What? Oh, yeah, right. What? Teardrop. Yeah, well, I have to get back to you on that. Yeah, I know, and I appreciate that. Just when you think you've heard all the sales pitches, some guy wanted to know if I'd like a set of glassware with the McDermott crest.
your crest has teardrops?
Oh, yeah, something like that. So, how are these figures? Are we getting our money's worth?
So I said, son, just cuff him, put him in the car. They'll worry about how he's dressed downtown, all right?
Brian. I can't remember enjoying a lunch more. I hope we can see each other again before you go.
Okay. How about tonight?
Tonight?
Some of the East Coast chiefs are getting together at the Hideaway.
Oh, I'm afraid I've been invited to a cocktail party at the museum.
Well, that's all right. I understand.
What time is your party?
8:30.
I tell you what, I'll come to yours, you come to mine.
It sounds fair to me.
It's a fundraiser. 6 o'clock?
You gonna squeeze me for a donation?
Maybe. Is it a date?
Yeah, of course.
Good.
I thought he wanted to be left alone.
You don't know Nick. No interruptions is code for help. My brain needs a rest.
Let's just call him first, okay?
Okay. No answer.
As in, do not disturb?
Or maybe he's just got his headphones on. He calls it studying Springsteen.
Step on it. I got room service on the way.
In a minute.
We don't want to let it get cold. Already. It pays to let people know how hungry you are.
The native look. I like it. Come on, put your clothes on. I'll spring for the pizza.
Todd, what are you doing here?
So you get an A minus. You know what they say about all work and no play.
Did you already call up? I could really use some. Todd.
Mom?
When you finish it, but that's after you've done it.
Hey, I need a woman's opinion. What do you think makes a nicer gift, a bracelet or a watch?
For daytime or evening?
Yeah, you want a sporty model? You know, something for weekends?
Well, actually, I was thinking more about a bracelet.
Oh. Oh, gold or silver. Oh, jade is really nice, too.
Antique, modern?
What about earrings?
Oh, that depends a lot on the outfit.
Yeah. Studs, you know, are always practical.
Oh, I like the French wires.
Oh, and have you seen those new multiple dangling ones that hang, you know?
Yeah, well, unmatched pairs are really in now, too, you know.
I like ear cuffs.
No, I have the long dangling bead.
Did you see the one that Nancy was wearing with the mirrors?
The mirrors,
Those were
those were
great.
Would you like something?
Scotch and a soda, I guess.
How about just the soda?
Coffee, please. We have to talk. It's not the way it seems.
You're not getting it on with my best friend?
You make it sound cheap. It's not.
You mean it's something noble and fine?
We really do care for each other. Try not to see it from just one side.
All right. Let's look at it from Dad's side. How do you think he'd feel?
Well, your dad and I have been divorced for over a year.
Oh, the hell with my feelings. Damn it, I sit next to Nick in 3 classes. What am I supposed to say? How is my mom in the sack?
Todd! I know this is hard for you to understand.
Oh, I understand perfectly. Oh, just one thing. Is Nick your only type? I've got lots of friends I could bring home for dinner. What happened?
Todd, let me explain.
You gotta listen to us.
I hate you. I hate you both.
What? Oh, you're hurt.
It's nothing compared to what he's feeling.
I gotta go after him.
No, it's better if you let him go. Give him time.
Brian, you look wonderful.
No, you look wonderful. I look like fireworks on the East River.
Oh, nonsense.
Hello, Brian.
McDermott, how are you?
Good.
Peter's begged off. He hates these gatherings, but he's too gracious to admit it.
Nah, Victoria.
Well, you two could have talked fishing while I angled for a few museum dollars.
You're a fisherman?
Yes.
Freshwater ocean.
As long as I get my line wet.
We got a few good spots around here if you'd like to try one.
Yeah, I'd love it.
How about tomorrow morning?
The earlier, the better.
Be great to have company for a change.
We have a few minutes, Brian. How about a glass of champagne?
Only if you promise not to make it vintage New Jersey.
Aren't the stars beautiful?
Well, what you can see of them, yeah.
Well, I suppose we do sacrifice something to urban splendor.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, I often miss those Canadian skies we sat under.
Well, if I didn't believe that, I don't think I'd be here now.
Well, it's nice to know that a man can be chief of police and still have stars in his eyes.
Oh, no, you should have known my grandfather, you see. If he had a stars in his eyes, he would have did a little twinkle right there. Not much.
Didn't you tell me he was chief of Newark?
Yes. And my father moved us to Atlantic City to get a little peace and quiet. Some peace and quiet. And then he went and got himself appointed chief, too.
You followed a fine family tradition.
Well, when my father died, I did my duty.
I'm sorry. He must have been a young man.
He wasn't as young as the junkie who shot him in the back of the head. Well, I never really hesitate. After so many generations, I think the department's just kind of in your blood.
You're a good police officer.
Well, let's say I survived 2 stabbings, 1 shooting, a Citizens Commission's probe, and a flower pot from 30 stories.
You lead a charmed life.
Yes, I do.
Damned answering machine. Hello, Dad. It's Todd. I need to talk to you. I'm at the dorm.
I can stay the night if you want.
Thanks.
You want to talk about it?
I'm just sorry you had to see it.
It's not the end of the world.
Don't tell me you think it's okay.
I think When a man does it, it's maybe a little scandalous, but okay. It seems to be different for a woman.
Well, this woman happens to be my mother.
I know. And I'm sorry. But she's also a woman.
You sure you don't mind staying open, Mort? Well, you're a lifesaver. Just knock on the glass. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Oh, good, you're still here.
But not for long.
I thought we were going over security arrangements for the vice president's visit.
No?
Now's when you said we've got to clear arrangements tomorrow.
Okay, come on. Mort? Peter, you go ahead and lock up. Something came up. Thanks anyway.
You like to dance, don't you?
Sure, it's like riding a bicycle. You just never forget how.
Stephen loves to dance, too.
I remember when we first met, I could tell how much you missed it.
It's a very fresh wound. I'm afraid I couldn't help letting it show.
I kept feeling like I wanted to help, do something.
But you did. And the trip was a wonderful tonic.
Well, my motives weren't entirely from sympathy. I know, me, the perfect husband, but I couldn't help myself.
Hello, Brian.
Ah, Larry, Agnes, I would like for you to meet Victoria Cabot.
Miss Cabot, you dance pretty nice for a West Coast girl. She does.
Thank you, Larry. I owe it all to my partner.
Guess those lessons you took last month paid off, Brian.
Larry, please shut up. I'd say he got his money's worth.
Goodbye, Larry.
Ah, now that is my specialty.
What is it?
I couldn't sleep.
You'll be all right.
I called home, I called the dorm, I even called Oliver, and all I got was his damn answering machine.
When did you call the door?
An hour ago.
He might be back by now. Kate, it's after midnight. I tell you what, in the morning I'll look for him. I know his routine.
I don't want another fight.
Neither do I. You know, I've often wondered what my life might be like if you hadn't wandered into the dorm looking for Todd.
My life would be lonely and empty.
And I know it's been tough, all the sneaking around. Well, Todd's just gonna have to understand. If we're gonna be family, we're gonna have to get all our serious fighting behind us now.
Nick, there are more questions than answers. And now this, how can you seriously talk about getting married?
Do you love me?
I think I do.
And I love you with all my heart.
Whoever does marry you will be one lucky woman.
You're the only candidate, Kay.
As Eliza Doolittle said, I could have danced all night.
Yeah, I guess when Dorothy died, I lost my passion for that sort of thing for a long time.
Must be lonely for you.
Yeah, it has been. Look, I don't usually attend these conventions, Vicky, but when I found out it was in San Francisco, well...
Yes?
I came because of you, Vicky. It was hard for me to accept my feelings, the feelings I had when we first met. I couldn't deny the attraction.
And now?
More than ever. How would you feel about watching the sunrise with a cranky old cop?
Nervous.
Is that a no?
No. That's a yes. A nervous yes.
Like, I guess there isn't any such thing as your place or mine because this is all your place, right?
Does that make a difference?
Yeah, I would like to take you home with me, even if home was only down 3 floors.
Then we'll go to your place. Hello?
Wait a minute, this is my place. Will you remember? Wait a minute. Hello.
Brian, Peter McDermott. Did I get the wrong day?
I don't know, for what?
Fishing.
Fishing?
I did get the wrong day.
Hey, I think you got the wrong day.
Oh, sorry. Well, back to bed. We'll try it tomorrow, huh?
Here. That was McDermott. I think we had a date to go fishing.
Oh, no. He must have recognized my voice.
So what if he did? You sorry?
No. It's been wonderful.
I got an idea. Why don't we go fishing? Take the day.
Oh, I don't know. I've got the,
Huh?
Oh, and then there's a convention.
Oh, the convention,
Why don't we?
Oh.
Come on, let's talk.
I got nothing to say to you.
Look, you can't just ignore me. We have to work this out.
Listen, pal, you don't need to study philosophy. You need a decent one to live by.
Todd, look, I know it seems crazy, but I love Kay. It's not just kicks, not for either of us.
I invited you into my home. My best friend.
I still am.
Your history.
Look, I'm sorry we didn't tell you. We should have. I was afraid you might react like this.
How do you expect me to react?
I don't know. Maybe with a little more understanding.
Well, excuse me, but I'm just not mature enough to accept the fact that my best ex-friend is making it with my mother!
One way or another, we all got to come to terms with this, especially you and Kay.
Don't you talk about her.
You can't just go on hating her. Talk to her. Give her a chance.
Thank you very much. But if I need family counseling, I can think of better places to go.
It's clear. I'll pick you up in an hour.
Mrs. Cabot. Good morning, Christine.
Hi, Terry.
He's not in.
He's a hard man to pin down these days. Mr. McDermott in?
He's got a meeting across town.
We're just discussing his slightly hectic schedule.
Well, I guess I could leave him a note. He wanted the name of that new high-tech gift shop at the Embarcadero.
You know, that's funny. He asked me where I bought that pendant for Ellen. I wonder what's going on.
I know he's been trying to make time for something. Wait a minute. You know what today is?
No, what?
It's the anniversary of the day Christine started here 3 years ago today.
Remember how she sent all the applicants home and then installed herself outside of Peter's office?
Yeah. I call it female ingenuity, and it paid off. Now I can't find 5 minutes to stop for a gift.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
How's your schedule looking? You still penciled in for tonight?
Well, barely. Just in case, why don't we make it upstairs at 8? Oh, for dinner. I can leave these authorizations for you to sign.
No, I'll do them right now.
Can I, ask your advice about something?
That's funny. That was going to be my line.
Well, you first.
No, please. You go ahead.
Well, I'm trying to come up with a gift for Christine.
Oh, that's easy. Just get her something she'd never buy for herself.
You better ask me your question.
Can it make sense that I'm falling in love?
Of course.
It's amazing. Someone you never thought you'd see again walks back into your life, and all in 48 hours, you feel...
How do you feel, Victoria?
Warm. Wanted. He makes me laugh. He appreciates things that I've taken for granted.
He sounds like a special fellow.
He is.
Then you two should be perfectly suited to each other. You're very special, too.
Mom, what are you doing here?
I'm getting a little sick of the sudden head in the sand attitude.
Well, I'm getting sick of a few things myself.
And I've taken all the abuse from you I'm going to take. I'm your mother. Now, you show me some respect, whether you agree with me or not.
Respect is earned.
Then you start earning it.
Me?
I am trying my best to treat you as an adult, and you're going out of your way to act like a child.
You can't twist things around like that. I am not the one.
How is it suddenly so easy for you to throw away 18 years of mother and son? Now I am dirt? No better than a stranger that you can slap in the face and kick like a dog?
I counted on you. First you get divorced, now this.
I'm still here. I always will be here for you. But I am a woman as well as your mother. If we're going to have any kind of relationship, you have to accept that.
And if I can't?
Then your prediction will come true. You won't have a mother, and I won't have a son. And you won't have a friend. Now, is my crime so terrible that that's the price we have to pay?
I'm not here no matter who it is.
Miss McDermott's office.
One moment, please. It's Washington, and Mr. Connolly with the Secret Service. Remember, you told him to call back before 3.
Yes, Mr. Connolly. Yes, we have, sir. At complete preparation. Now, Well, that could take some time. Yeah, well, I guess this is a good time as any. Could you wait till I get into my office? Huh? Yeah, thank you, sir.
Remind me to thank McDermott for this idea, all right? Look, all you do, if you feel a tug, you just reel it in nice and steady. That's it, okay? Now, isn't this gorgeous? Makes me almost forget the city.
Oh, does the city bother you that much?
Well, I've gone from busting the scum in the alleys to playing hardball with all the politicians at City Hall. I don't know, it's good to be away. It's good to be away, period.
Oh, I think I got something.
All right,
No,
all right,
no,
just...
no, let me
all
do
right,
it.
all right, just steady.
Do it.
Steady, 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 all right. Now, keep your tip.
Okay,
tip.
okay.
Keep the tip.
Oh! Oh, no.
Well, ma'am, you have a black fin humpback uniroyal. Should go about 10 or 12 pounds, I think. That's a keeper.
Oh, shouldn't we throw him back?
Vicky, you're wonderful. If only you knew how much
I do know, Brian. I feel it too.
We could make each other very happy. Come on with me. Come on with me.
Oh, it was a hard fight, but you won, my darling. You won.
Wasn't it fun?
Was it fun? Even if we didn't catch any fish? I had the best.
This is much more fun.
Hello, Mrs. Cabot.
Hey, don't they make a nice couple?
Now I know what I only have eyes for you is all about.
Mort's here from the boutique.
Good, send him in.
Hello, Peter.
Mort, I appreciate the house call. I've been incredibly busy.
I know how it gets. I've only got a few minutes myself, but I threw a few things together that I think you'd like.
What? Hello. Oh, hello, Victoria. Yeah, I was just in the middle of something. Is it urgent? No. That's all right. I'll be right up. Or can you wait 10 minutes?
Okay, Peter, but I'm afraid that's all I've got.
10 minutes.
I hear you might be going away.
No definite plans.
Maybe it's the right thing.
Todd, I never meant to hurt you.
Suddenly you're worried about my feelings?
Don't you think you're a little old to play the petulant little boy?
This is just hard for me to handle.
It's my life, Todd.
Do you love him?
Yes, I do. He's a wonderful guy. He couldn't have been your best friend if he wasn't.
I know.
I love you very much, Todd.
I love you too, Mom.
So, you'll see the mayor tomorrow, and I'll meet with Supervisor Peterson.
And the vice president?
I'll greet him when he arrives, handle his supervisor as he deals with the press, and be the sparkling hostess for cocktails at 5. Hello? How are you, Mr. Clayton? Oh, but we certainly do appreciate your donation to the museum fund. Well, I'm so sorry. I'm sure it's simply an oversight. No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, we were just discussing this morning calling it the Clayton Wing. Yes. Oh, luncheon Thursday? Oh, I'd love to. Yes. No, not to worry. I'll attend to it personally. Goodbye.
Trouble?
It's getting so you have to hold these people's hands and walk them to the bank.
I still don't understand why Supervisor Peterson was making such a fuss about our landmark status.
Tubby Peterson has been making a fuss since the 6th grade, when he couldn't be the lead in the school play. Leave him to me.
Okay.
Anything wrong, Peter?
No, it's nothing. I'll see you later.
There. I'm all yours.
Are you really?
Senator Wilkins. Oh, what a pleasant surprise. Oh, of course, I haven't forgotten our luncheon date.
To Boston? To your fellowship?
To us. I only hope this hasn't been...
Goodbye.
I could never come between you and Todd.
No, you never could. My feelings for Todd haven't changed. If anything, they're deeper.
I understand.
I got a whole new young man for a son. I intend to enjoy him.
You know, Todd and I are both pretty lucky. But you won't lose me that easily. If you don't come eventually, I'll just come back and get you.
You won't come back for me.
Oh, I will. I swear I will.
No, you won't. Because I'm going with you to Boston.
What?
Todd won't ever be more than a few hours away. I need to help your apartment hunt, don't I? If I'm going to live with you, I have to love it.
Do I detect a certain moodiness?
I'm sorry. Does it show?
Want to tell me?
I want you to know I had every intention, but I've just been so busy.
Excuse me, Miss McDermott. You wanted on the phone.
There's no place. What's going on?
Peter, we figured out what your problem was today, and we decided to help out.
We kept the receipt in case it doesn't fly.
Let's get out of here.
Have a nice night, you two.
Who was it? What's this?
Well, actually,
Excuse me, Miss McDermott, but Mrs. Cabot asked me to give you this.
this is getting embarrassing.
Oh, and Terry gave me this and told me to tell you to give it to me. The present. Did I get that right?
Yet another problem happily solved.
You're all kind of like family here, aren't you, Vic?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Here's to your family and your home. And I'm gonna miss you both.
Miss me.
Victoria. I lived an entire life in a man's world. The only other women I ever respected were my mother and my wife. You could rule this place like a queen if you wanted to, but you don't. You're in there with both hands, taking care of your people, donating time to the city, fighting for your hotel.
But who, Brian?
Who would deal with all the Tubby Petersons if I dragged you off to Atlantic City? I was going to make sure that you get that landmark status. Who would save all of the future cocktail parties from boring vice presidents? No. You belong here.
Shall we have a last dance?
You betcha.
As far as I go. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for the ride. You know how to get where you're going? Sure, no problem. Just passing through. Look, could you maybe spare me some change? Oh, is that why you're hitchhiking? Because you're broke? Look, if you can't spare it, it's okay. Tell me, have you eaten today? I'll grab something later. Meet me inside at the coffee shop. 10 minutes, I'll buy you breakfast. Nobody's ever sent back our French toast.
Kendall, could you move to second shift for the weekend?
Sure, Mr. Devlin.
Well, that's nice to hear. You young people with your ski trips, river rafting, and appointments to view condo timeshares, it's getting difficult to make out a schedule these days.
Well, that's us, the Gusto generation.
Yes. Well, in my day, loyalty to the St. Gregory came before your personal life.
And I love this hotel. It's still my favorite. It's almost a vacation just being here.
You know, it's vacation enough for me, Paul.
Not for me. After 30 years, I want more than one weekend. You recognize this carpeting?
Yes, I do. Page 4 in the catalog, number 103.
Looks like it was laid yesterday. This hotel was still the best client I ever had.
Mr. and Mrs. Fitzgerald, how nice to see you both.
Thank you. Has our son checked in yet?
You just missed them. They're right down the hall from you. And Mrs. Cabot is expecting you for lunch.
Oh, wonderful.
Are you enjoying your retirement?
We are leaving the day after tomorrow on a world cruise.
Oh, I'm green with envy. Maybe someday.
Paul, why don't we go find the kids?
Nice to see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
No time to say hello goodbye. Wish me luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck for what? You know the bellman's job posted in personnel?
I got an interview. To be a bellman. Oh, don't tell me I'm gonna lose my favorite waitress.
Do you realize how much more I can make in tips? Between rent raises and daycare for Samantha.
Say no more. Go get them.
Thanks.
You didn't say where you live.
So you the boss around here or something?
Something. Your parents know where you are?
Pretty cool job.
All right, here's an easy one. You have a place to stay in San Francisco.
Do you always ask this many questions?
I traveled by thumb quite a bit when I was your age. Here's an address. It's called Brotherhood House. It's an okay place for kids to crash. No questions asked.
Thanks.
It's run by a lady named Marilyn Jeffries. She's a friend. I'll let her know you might be by.
Hey, I didn't say I'd go.
It's up to you. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, personnel. Maybe just washing dishes, but it helps to be on time.
Mom, Dad, come on in. How's your suite?
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you both so much.
It ought to be. I laid all the carpet myself, every square yard. Hi.
Hi, Dad. Will you all excuse me for a minute?
Is Mom all right?
She's got a nervous stomach all morning long.
Are you sure she's not sick?
She's just excited. So am I.
I just hate to see any problems before the big trip.
Jack, your mother's never had a sick day in her life.
Do you think New Faces USA will find a TV star here in San Francisco, Mr. Preston?
I hope so. I'd hate to give up a great expense account. Be careful with that, please. Is there anything else I can do for you? Yeah, one thing. We do get extremely busy. If there was some way that you could help minimize the interruptions?
Don't worry, I'll notify housekeeping. Why don't we get you checked in?
Okay.
Someplace, huh? I'll bet the suites here are beautiful.
That's the name of the game, right? How are you feeling?
Good.
Well, you know what we're looking for. Might as well get busy.
Catch you later. Bye.
To a good friend, a valued business associate, and a well-deserved retirement.
You know, I used to think that work was everything. Anyway, now we start to enjoy life.
I'm going to make a list of my favorite places on your itinerary. Well, how are Jack and Deborah?
Oh, working away. I tell you, if I had worked as hard as my daughter-in-law, I'd be a millionaire today.
Paul.
Well, it's true. We're still waiting for our grandchildren.
Oh, well, they're young. They've got time.
Everybody's young once. Then we get older. Time is now.
You feel all right, Irene? I mean, can I get you something else? Oh, I'm sorry. It really is delicious. It's just the excitement.
Tell me, Victoria, when we get to Hong Kong, do you recommend going on into mainland China?
What? Oh, yes. China's wonderful.
Morning. Here it is.
Thanks, Bill.
You mind if I ask why you're interested in a police file on runaways?
I'm not sure. I just met a kid. I think maybe he could use some help.
Well, be careful. Some of these kids can be a full-time job.
I know. I was a handful once myself.
Hi. This grass taken?
Help yourself.
Just hanging out, huh?
Yeah, it's a nice day for it.
Thanks. I'm Angela.
Michael.
You from around here?
Just visiting.
Me too. Working.
What kind of work?
In fact, you might be interested. Cheryl and Dennis, that's the couple I work with. We find new faces, like for commercials.
Oh, you need a face to sell some dog food?
Hey, it's a nice face. You know the Easy Tan man? We found him hopping tables in Houston.
I'd probably break your camera.
Yeah? Why don't you let us be the judge of that?
Dr. Lynn, please. It's Irene Fitzgerald. Hi. I was wondering if now might be a good time to see you. Thanks.
There'll be some discomfort now. Within a couple of weeks, you should seriously discuss the options with your own doctor and your husband.
I haven't told my husband anything.
He has a right to know. There are ways he can help make this easier for you.
You'll notice the performance ratings are up virtually the entire Bellman staff.
Particularly among the new additions. Either we're hiring brighter people or the job is getting easier.
Well, there's still room for improvement, but this is a particularly good group. With a little work.
I got it. I'm sorry. I'll come back later.
Oh, Sean, it's all right. This is our bell captain, Walter Devlin.
How do you do?
Walter, meet Sean Barish, your new bell person.
You're Sean Barry?
Happy to be aboard, sir.
Want to know where the largest rainbow trout ever taken was taken? New Zealand. And we're gonna go there.
Don't they have rainbow trout right here in California?
Guppies they got in California. I'm talking about Godzilla here. Come on.
You know, Paul, maybe this trip isn't the most practical idea. We could just buy one of those big campers and travel around the States.
Well, you can hardly compare Yellowstone to the Great Wall of China, can you, darling?
I know, but shouldn't we conserve our money? You never know when some unexpected expense may come up.
Like what?
Like medical? We're not getting any younger.
We have insurance. And we've been planning this trip for about the last 100 years, conservatively. Now, what's up all of a sudden?
Insurance doesn't cover everything.
Why don't you just tell me what you're trying to tell me?
I went to the doctor today.
Here? What doctor?
Paul.
What's the matter?
I'm gonna have a baby.
I'm surprised no one's ever asked you to get in front of a camera, Michael. You've got a great natural look.
I did a school play once.
Doesn't he remind you of that Burgerland kid we found in Seattle?
Yeah, 17 years old, pulls down 6 figures a year.
$100,000?
More like 2 or 3.
There's a lot of ways to make a lot of money, Michael. And if you're smart, you can clean up.
So when do we start?
Right now. We'll shoot a little test and see how the camera likes you. Come on.
ready, Angela?
Tonight, we're working for some very special clients, Michael. And I know they're going to appreciate a good-looking young man like yourself. So why don't you take your clothes off and we'll get started.
I don't believe this is happening. Somebody please tell me this was a dream.
It wasn't a dream, Paul. Look, it's not like we haven't been through this before.
Yeah, 25 years ago. What about the, you know, the physical demands?
Evidently, you're still pretty vigorous.
This was supposed to be our time together.
It will be. We'll share it with the baby.
Yeah, come in.
What is it? What's wrong? Mom, what's the matter?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell him.
I'm pregnant.
Did you say pregnant?
As in pickles and ice cream pregnant, yeah.
My God, that's wonderful. You son of a gun. How do you feel? You should be sitting. You are sitting. Can I get you some water? You son of a gun, you.
Is that all you can contribute? What did you marry him for in the first place? What about our retirement?
I feel like I've been in retirement ever since Jack left for college. Maybe I'm ready for a comeback.
Look on the bright side of it. At least you'll get another deduction out of it.
I don't need another deduction.
You will if you have to go back to work to support the kid.
Go back to work?
He hasn't. Well, no, I'm afraid I don't. Well, thanks anyway, Harold. Well, you win some, you lose some.
What's that?
That boy I gave a ride to,
Uh-huh.
something about him reminded me of young Peter McDermott. I talked McKinnon into giving him a job interview.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't shown.
Oh. Well, you tried. That's all you can do.
You're right. I'm not his dad.
You wish you were?
Well, every once in a while, I wish I had someone to take to the ball game and help with problems.
Men don't have an exclusive on those feelings. And you're hardly over the hill.
Thanks. But somehow, each year, it seems less and less likely.
Sometimes something that looks impossible is closer than you think.
Did you get enough to eat?
Sure, thanks.
You sleep okay?
What's their story anyway?
Everyone's is different. What's yours? I hear Peter's lined up a job possibility.
Yeah. Suddenly I'm loaded with job possibilities.
You had another offer?
It wasn't my style.
You're lucky to have someone like Peter McDermott on your side.
Is he your boyfriend or something?
Just good friends. You gonna check out the job?
I don't know. Maybe.
Would you like these bags on the bed, Mr. Brinkman?
Suit yourself. And call me Alan. I've never seen a Bell girl before.
Person? Bell person.
I bet you give terrific room service.
Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Yeah, what time do you get off?
Just in time to pick my daughter up from daycare.
No harm in asking, huh?
Asking what, Miss Barry?
Nothing I can't handle, sir.
Let's try not to have to handle things, shall we?
Michael, where'd you run off to last night? I didn't figure you for being so camera shy.
I missed a chance for a job here this morning, a real job. I want to see if they'll still see me. How can you do that stuff, Angela?
It's my job. I get paid real well and get to live even better.
Well, don't you care what people think? You're folks.
What folks? I was found in a ditch. What about yours?
My mom's dead. All my dad cares about is how many Cadillacs roll off his lots.
We're all on our own. We might as well make it pay. Come on, give it another shot. We'll go slower this time.
Look, it's just not my thing, okay? Anyway, maybe I can still get an interview here.
To do what? Mop floors for wages? You're underage, no address, no union. I'll tell you what. Think about it. While we change those rags, that shirt kind of looks like you slept in it.
I think it's marvelous. But you must admit that there can be problems.
Not the least of which is Paul.
Well, Paul's concern is understandable. I mean, advanced stage pregnancy can be dangerous.
I'm disgustingly healthy, Victoria.
Well, I'm delighted to hear it. But still...
I'm afraid Paul's really more concerned about the threat to our cruise than to my health.
You could suggest taking half the trip. You know, Irene, there are options.
I wouldn't consider it. I want the baby.
Well, you've got some hurdles to clear. If there's anything I can do to help.
I'm gonna teach him how to play ball, how to pick up girls.
Jack, please. By the time he's old enough to pick up girls, you're gonna be old enough to get arrested for it.
Thank you.
Besides, it just might be a girl.
I never thought of that.
This whole thing is ridiculous. Don't think I don't know what your mother's trying to do to me.
What?
What? I won't give her grandchildren, so she's decided to do it herself.
That's ridiculous.
It's not funny.
Sorry. Truce. How about the two of us taking a bay cruise after lunch?
Changing the subject isn't gonna help.
Maybe I'll just bonk you over the head and drag you back to the bedroom.
I wouldn't try it.
So much for the caveman approach.
I'm sorry you didn't keep your appointment.
Well, you said it wasn't definite. Something came up.
We're gonna test Michael for New Faces USA. We think he has a terrific look.
You don't say.
This time next year, keep your eye on the cover for People magazine. Come on, Michael. Bye.
Can't fight hormones.
All the guys are really pulling for you, Sean. And if you need any help with any tricks of the trade, just let me know.
Thanks, Dave. I'll holler if I need you.
Okay.
Right this way, sir.
And just what tricks of the trade are those, Mr. Kendall?
Well, nothing really, just...
We don't have a Big Brother program here, Mr. Kendall. Miss Barish sinks or swims on her own.
Yes, sir.
Is anything wrong, Walter?
Perhaps I'll be consulted before the next experiment in personnel.
From your call this morning, I figured you could use some cheering up.
I guess I should leave the social working to the professionals, then.
He seemed like a nice kid. Like all he really needs is a good kick in the pants and a one-way bus ticket home.
Is it ever that easy?
If it was, I wouldn't be carrying around this suitcase from one hearing to the other. Tip of the iceberg.
Angela Hawley, foster homes, runaway, prostitution, pornography.
I'm going to have to retire that one.
Why?
She's just turned 18. She's her own responsibility now.
You really think they're shooting a dirty movie in there? I'm not sure what I think, but I'll bet they're not rehearsing for Sesame Street.
Yes, who is it?
It's Peter McDermott, the general manager.
What can I do for you, Mr. McDermott?
I'd like to see Michael Watson, please.
Well, we're right in the middle of a test.
It won't take long.
Michael, keep your eyes up. Help him out, Angie. All right, now let's just see a little enjoyment now, huh? Yeah. Cheryl, you know there are no visitors during a test.
This is Mr. McDermott, the hotel manager.
Michael, Marilyn was wondering if she should hold a room for you at Brotherhood House tonight. You might give her a call. Sorry to bother you.
You're right.
Okay, let's get this stuff into the bedroom. You two get ready.
Now?
Now, chap. We'll knock this scene off before your guardian angel comes back.
You said tonight would just be the camera getting to know me.
Yeah, well, it knows you and it loves you. So why don't you take those nice new clothes that I paid for off, and let's get it on.
I don't like being lied to.
I didn't lie to you, Michael.
I'll see you around. I'm sorry.
Perfect. I told you we had to go slow with him.
Hey, what am I, 20th Century Fox? We got one more day to finish this film. Get somebody else. 2 walkouts is about all I can handle.
I want him.
Why?
I don't know. He's cute.
Okay. You got till noon tomorrow to bring Cutie Pie in. Otherwise, my losses are coming out of your check.
I got another stain on my tan slacks. What are you doing?
Deciding on colors for a nursery? I thought we'd convert your office.
My office? No. What about Jack's room? I think it's finally safe to assume he's not coming home.
All right. Jack's room it is.
Wait a minute. Just a second. I'm not going to get snookered into this.
Snookered?
That's right. You're the one who was supposed to, count days or whatever it is that you do.
So it's my fault?
I didn't get pregnant. Yeah.
Hi. Can I borrow your couch? Deborah's having not so sympathetic labor pains. We decided to take the night off from each other.
Oh, Jack.
What a shame. I should have thought of that.
Really? I've got news for you. This is your lucky night.
I felt like such an idiot.
Sometimes even we old do-gooders draw blanks. It's the classic front. Photographers, talent scouts.
But New Faces USA is legit.
The perfect cover. Not to mention gorgeous suites for sets. Fresh, unravaged faces for the camera.
What would happen if I called the police?
Peter, none of them are wanted. Michael's name isn't on the hot sheet. By the time an investigation leads to a search, they'll be 8 states away.
And Michael?
It's a big business and it moves fast. Today it's photographs for the mail order clubs. Tomorrow it's dope, sex junkets to Manila, white slavery.
Do you know what it costs to bring up a kid today? No, you don't, because you won't try. Do you know what you cost me in aggravation alone?
Remember when you used to read me bedtime stories from the World Atlas?
You were such a neat little kid. What happened?
All the other kids knew Goldilocks ate the porridge. I knew the average yearly rainfall in Madagascar.
44.6 inches.
56.4.
Well.
Now, you gave me a love of the world, which is why I'm in the travel business. I share that love with my clients. You can share that with your new child.
I can see me now, retracing Hannibal's steps across the Alps, schlepping a diaper bag in jammies. When I took the cat in to be fixed, I should have made an appointment for myself.
Not much of a breakfast for a new screen idol. Whatever you had to do for the clothes and the money, believe me, it isn't worth it.
What are you talking about?
Those people don't care about you, Michael. They'll use you and throw you away.
And I suppose you do care. I mean, who are you anyway? Some guy who gave me a ride, bought me breakfast. What's your angle?
I don't have one.
Well, I'm not as stupid as you think.
Michael, even smart people make foolish choices.
Thanks, but I can take care of myself. One part-time father figure's plenty.
Mom, what is it?
Deborah, tell me the truth. Do you agree with me about the baby?
Since you're asking, no.
Why not?
For one, I think it's selfish. Isn't there more today in life for a woman than motherhood?
We're not all go-getters like you.
But is that the only thing you really do well, raising children?
I did a pretty good job with Jack. You're not disagreeing, I hope.
Do you want me to make the decision on these new ads?
What? Oh, sure, you handle it.
What's on your mind? That young boy still?
It's just so damn frustrating. He's being dragged down a dead-end road, and there isn't a damn thing I can do about it. Every time I reach out to grab a hold of him, I get a fistful of air.
He probably just needs some time. He'll get homesick and realize everything he's left behind.
No, it's just the other way around. I gotta figure out a way to show him where he's going.
I'm really sorry about Dennis.
He's a pretty sorry character.
I owe him a lot, like my life.
That doesn't make you a slave.
It makes him the boss until I get enough money together to split. Michael, you're different. Special, you know? For the first time, I feel like I could really like the guy I'm working with.
How many guys have you said that to?
I never have, Michael. When it's over, we can go away, just the two of us. Mexico, Hawaii.
Why don't we go now?
Because dreams don't come for free. But the two of us can make it happen twice as fast. I'm gonna be making a nice piece of change on this movie. So can you. Believe me, it'll be like there's no one else in the room.
can't remember when I've been this exhausted and excited at the same time, not to mention nervous.
Out of the kitchen into the spotlight.
I could use a little less spotlight and a little more harmony with Mr. Devlin.
Oh, I think his bark is a lot worse than his bite.
I hope you're right. I've heard the bark. I'll see you later.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks. Just coming off break, sir.
Miss Barish, just a moment. I've just come from personnel. I'm afraid it's not working out. You may collect your pay at the end of the day.
But I thought I was doing a good job.
A good bellman person blends in to the point of anonymity. You don't blend, Miss Barish.
Mr. Devlin, I can't help it.
But I can, and I have. I'm sorry.
How was Michael's test?
You know, the kid wasn't half bad. With some work, I think he's got a shot.
Take him under your wing, so to speak?
It's up to him how far he goes.
Like all the way, for example? You're slick, Preston. Last night you got away with it. But this isn't over.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about an assistant with a list of priors that reads like a bad dream. You two don't seem to me like a coincidence.
Are you accusing me of something, McDermott?
When I do, I'll make it stick.
What do you mean you're going home?
I call the real estate agent and cancel the sublet. I can't go on this cruise, Paul. What are you doing?
I'm getting on the ship before you cancel my cruise, too.
Aren't we going to discuss this?
There's nothing to discuss. You made up your mind without me. I worked all my life for this trip. If I don't sail now, I got the strong sinking sensation I never will.
Whenever you're ready, Michael.
Do you want me to help you?
That's right, beautiful. Smile. You're about to really enjoy yourself.
You got any stuff anywhere? Get it together. We're leaving tonight. You're going to love Miami. They really know how to party down there.
What about us going away together?
Hey, that's still on. But this Miami trip is really important. Maybe we'll hit the Bahamas. Careful, you'll muss me. You really make me feel good, you know? You're gonna be a big star, and you're gonna be all mine.
I'm gonna go get him, Mom. Bring him back and knock some sense into his hard head.
Back to what? A family he doesn't want?
Maybe he's just afraid. I know how that feels.
Deborah, don't.
Mom. A year ago, I was pregnant, but I was afraid. Afraid of the responsibility of everything. I'd worked so hard at the office. If I'd had to take time off. They say timing is everything. I know we can't switch places, but maybe I can help you.
You wanted to see me, Miss Francis?
Yes, Walter, I do. I came across a performance report I think you should be aware of. Have a seat. Let's see. Flowers delivered to the wrong room. A suitcase ruined when accidentally dropped in the fountain. Late 3 times in the first 2 weeks.
Why, that's disgraceful. I don't know how I missed that one.
What do you think you should do about it?
Well, the man is obviously unfit. I'll have him dismissed immediately.
Then you should step over to the mirror and face yourself.
I beg your pardon?
That's your first performance report, Walter. October 1957. Don't you think Sean deserves the second chance you obviously got?
You got a few minutes? There's something I want you to see.
We're leaving soon. But thanks for everything, but no thanks.
I just thought you might like to see the coming attractions of your next starring role.
What's that supposed to mean?
Give me 10 minutes, that's all I ask.
Why did you show me that?
It was the only thing I could think of that would show you where you're headed.
Not me. I mean, not any of that. I just need to get a little steak together, and then I'm gone.
I remember saying something like that. That's right. That was me 20 years ago. I didn't think anybody cared either. The people I made films for were the only family I had. Once in a while, I got paid. Of course, after a while, it all went for drugs.
Drugs?
Sooner or later, it's just all part of the game. I woke up one day in a detox ward, lucky to be alive. Some of my co-stars were not so lucky.
This was your idea, wasn't it? You just want to scare me.
Yes, it was. And you're damn right I do.
You know, it's ironic, isn't it? That piece of trash that nearly ruined my life, it could turn yours around if you just think about it.
You left this behind at breakfast this morning. Sounds to me like somebody out there deserves a second chance.
Who's there?
Hello, Dad. It's Michael.
May I speak to you, Miss Parrish?
Sure, why not? Need a uniform for the hotel museum?
Perhaps you better keep it.
Suppose I could use the pants. What did you say?
Miss Parrish, I have had this uniform on for so long that I guess I'd forgotten it can use a little alteration from time to time.
What are you saying, Mr. Devlin?
I am offering you your job back with an apology. I have been all too quick to judge you, Miss Parrish.
It's funny. When it rains, it pours.
I don't understand.
The manager of the Espresso is leaving for some downtown restaurant. They offered me the job. I appreciate your change of heart, Mr. Devlin. But the money's better. And less wear and tear on the feet, huh? But thanks, it's nice to know I could have made it.
No hard feelings?
You just be nice to the next female that breaks into your department, okay?
Are you coming in? Or do you want me to go out into the hall? You look cold. How about a drink?
You have a very persuasive son and daughter-in-law. We just stood there and watched my ship sail away.
Why weren't you on it?
Because as important as it is, and always will be, I would have been miserable without you. Irene.
Paul, if the baby's going to come between us like this...
The first thing you're going to do about it is get a proper physical.
What?
And then we gotta pick a new pediatrician. Dr. Hooper's been dead for 15 years. I called Allied, you know, that consulting job, on the way back. And, it's not full-time, and the money's pretty good. I picked up these things on the way back, just, you know, just in case. Easily. In case we're doing something right.
You ready?
I'm not going, Angela. I know you don't have a real home to go to, but I met a lady who could help you find one.
You really are a nice guy, aren't you?
Will I ever see you again?
Look, I got a job to do, okay? Don't get sentimental on me.
Okay, then. Goodbye, I guess.
Michael. It just wouldn't work in this lifetime. See you in the movies.
Mr. Preston.
What do you want, McDermott? I'm warning you, I know my rights.
I wanted you to know that first thing tomorrow morning, your picture goes out to every major hotel chain in the country. I can't wait till one of them nails you.
You're a regular Keystone cop, aren't you?
Get out of my hotel. At the risk of being just another guy who's buying you dinner, can I buy you dinner?
My dad will be here in a few minutes.
Oh.
I'm going home. We both need a second chance.
Michael, I don't know what's toughest, being a kid or being a single parent or just trying to make you believe I know much about either one.
Well, I believe you care. It's a pretty good beginning.
Maybe I should quit while I'm ahead, huh?
Oh, really? I was thinking of coming back for that job offer someday.
Nothing would make me happier.
Thanks.